Hi everyone, Wilmar Calagwas here, and I am back with another step, which is step number 4, which is technology. And today we're really going to be going over and really finalizing the the technology, the software, the programs that we're going to be using to systemize pretty much every single system that you need to develop, today. I don't want you to be going through this process and really thinking about all these other systems that you don't need today. For the most part, as a new entrepreneur, you need a CRM, you need your marketing system, software, you need your social media, you need your accounting system dialed in, and then essentially your sales system, and that's pretty much all that you would essentially need to get started. And most startups don't really need anything beyond that. And then depending on what you're doing for marketing, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or maybe um, Google Ads, aside from that, these are the main systems that you really need to develop to run exactly what you're doing today. And so as you've gone through step 1 and really understanding your whole business and the people that you need and the systems you want, the how you're going to deliver your product, and understanding what your product is and how you're going to communicate it, to going through each of the system and really narrowing down exactly which ones those are, and then starting to document each step of those systems. And then now today, once you've really dialed that in and hopefully you've taken the time, so therefore you're getting to step number 4, and it's becoming very clear of exactly what those things are. And so let's get to it. Step 4, technology. Use tech to scale your business. So here's what we're going to cover today. Decide which SaaS, software as a service, technology apps will be used to run your system and execute them. And I'm hoping through your process of research and trying out different software, getting the reviews, getting some feedback from other people that may be using it, reaching out to people, and then deciding whether it's a customized software that you want to use, or it's an industry specific type, which is a little bit easier to really implement, because it's pretty much predefined for you with a little bit of customization. But since it's very specific, then all of the things that you can think of that you want in it would and should be there, because these industry specific developers and companies are that's their particular niche, so they should have already thought of everything that you need to execute your business. And from our old other example was being a real estate agent, when we went through that process. And so today it's really narrowing that down and making a decision based on your market research, and also signing up for a free trial, and then you deciding today, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to use. Then how to test options. You have chosen from the massive options in the marketplace, then starting building your system processes with the apps. So again, if you've gone through the systems and your processes, then this part of the technology part will just take some time to configure everything, but it shouldn't be as of a big task, so to speak, in terms of like how the system is gonna work. The how is, at least for me, harder to figure out than the like what we're gonna use as far as the software. It's usually like plug and play, and it's just a matter of getting familiar with the system and the software that you have and going through some training, and also getting support or hiring someone to set it up and dial it in for you. Why you should choose choose or an all in one platform CRM as your cornerstone. And I keep talking about the CRM that you choose. It's important that you choose a big enough enterprise trusted type of CRM where it's capable with pretty much uh, being able to integrate it with other platforms or software that fits the system and processes that you kind of laid out to execute the things that you have in your business. And so compatibility is going to be huge, because you don't want to end up with a CRM that is not compatible with most of the things that are out there. Or they may need another app like Zapier, which is basically allows two different apps to communicate. So the reason why you don't want to do that is cost. So now you're paying for essentially three different monthly payments on three different software rather than just maybe two, or a CRM that already has some built-in things, just like when we looked at the real estate Wise Agent, I think it was called, that already had some marketing features on there. And so that kind of eliminated paying for another marketing email type of software that you would need, for your system. So cost is really going to be a factor when we're talking about running systems. All right, let's get to it. Let's go to the SDB Implementer 7-Step Process Handbook Guide. All right, step 4, technology. Use tech to scale your business. In this module, you will decide which technology app will be used to run your systems and execute your processes. Once you have them chosen, you will sign up for a free, paid account, start building your systems process with the app, sign up for an all-in-one CRM, client management, client relationship management system, and set up and sign up for a SaaS software service tools to execute your systems. So some apps to consider: all-in-one business management software. Again, there's a lot of CRMs out there that are integrated with many different features and functionalities. You just have to figure out which one will fit, and you can get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, in terms of choosing the right company to go with. Install any other complementing SaaS like email services, funnels, retargeting, billing, G Suite, things of that nature. Again, if you go back to our systems module, we kind of highlighted the 7 core systems that you need to run, and essentially each of those things would essentially be a software that you need to run them. And so we're talking about 7, so you definitely want to go with a company that can provide all of those things at a relatively cheaper cost, especially if you're just a startup. And what you want to be able to do, especially with CRMs, because usually CRMs can run you, depending on the company, about $20 to $30 per user, to be able to access the CRM and all of its features. Okay, and so it can get a little bit pricey on a monthly basis if you have a lot of people. So you have to kind of weigh that out, and hopefully you've already done your research on the systems step module and have kind of really just dialed it in. And really, this step is just kind of really finalizing and kind of determining which SaaS software you're going to be going with. And then file management system, which we talked about, creating a file system process for your business to document results. Core systems and core processes are fully developed using these tech tools. All right, step 1. Make a decision to which CRM platform you will use to store your customer's contact. Remember, the CRM pretty much holds everything, every information, every email, every text, every correspondence, anything and everything that has to do with all your vendors and everybody that you're involved with, including your employees and your team members, and who they talk to will be held in this CRM. So again, it has to be something that's compatible with all your other systems, or else you're forced to kind of have like 3 accounts or 4 accounts or 5 accounts that you need to log into just to get the information you want, because it's not integratable. And so my best suggestion is pick a CRM from a bigger company that has the capability of, since they're the maker of the CRM, anything else they make will be integratable with all the other software suite that they have to offer. So choose that. And so there's big ones like Zoho, and then Salesforce is one of the big ones. And again, in terms of this, you got to figure out price and the cost of all those things. And so again, the CRM is going to be your core, it's going to be your base, and this is literally going to be kind of like the cornerstone of the tech that you're going to use to basically scale your business. Especially if you're just starting out. I mean, if you can dial in the software and the tech, you can multiply yourself like 3-5x as far as you almost having like 5 employees executing the systems and processes in the beginning of starting your business. And if you're a business owner, you probably already have these software that you're actually using, and so it's going to be a little bit more challenging for you guys, because one, if you have a good amount of staff, they're already used to using the CRM that you have and the different SaaS tools that you're already currently using, so everybody's kind of already dialed in and networked. So it's a little bit more tougher if you are trying to move them from one platform to another. It's gonna be it's doable, but it's gonna be a little bit more challenging than just starting out with something that you don't already have. Then all it is really setting it up and then training your people to be able to use it. And so step 2, which other applications do you need to run your systems and execute? Again, you need email marketing. That can be like MailChimp. You have your social media management, basically where you can post or schedule posts of like images, videos, or just text. And there is so many out there that you just have to choose. So let me just tell you kind of the core ones that you'll need. Obviously you there's pure audience. Again, this is like retargeting. So if they click on your Facebook ad and they go to your website, then you want to be able to retarget them because they didn't become your client or they didn't purchase your they didn't purchase your product. All right, and then you have your accounting. This could be QuickBooks, which is a popular accounting, and most QuickBooks is pretty much integratable with pretty much 80% of SaaS products today in regards to pretty much accounting. And then okay, so let's just do these four, and we can do for this one Zoho Social. So again, it all depends on what what you've looked at in the market and tried. There is no wrong way to do this because most apps that are developed today are pretty good. Again, it's just your workflow is going to be much easier if it's all on just one platform or one company that offers everything you need so that it's integratable, and that's going to be much cheaper since it's all kind of just bundled together. So that's price as well. So your workflow and your price, and then just the management of the whole thing where you don't need to log into like 5 different things to check and track different metrics in your business. And so again, cost is going to come into play. Per year, you usually get cheaper rates if you pay per year. So you could pretty much spend quite a bit to begin with setting up these systems, but they're going to be 5x return on your investment as far as alleviating time and then just having your business be organized. And so on average you should be paying $30 to maybe $100 to begin with a month on SaaS products. Step 4, are these web apps technology necessary to have today to run your business? Yes or no, and why? So again, I put this in here because I would just really want you to focus on the 4 and 6 to 4 rule. So focus on the 4% of these the systems that you need to execute, and then just start off with the software that you need today at a minimal. Because setting up technology in these systems will take some time, and as you evolve and really need to implement other systems and also get software, then you can add them at that time when you really need them, because there's no sense of setting them up now if you're not even going to use a particular program. And then number 5, make a list of all the systems. Again, this is kind of just iterating what systems that you are going to commit to executing, and then what applications are you going to use. So this is step 5, just finalizing this process and really deciding what and which ones are really critical to have, and then everything else you can just schedule at a later time. Once you have decided what technology apps you need, start with setting up your CRM first, which is my suggestion, and then if you already have a CRM that you're using, you're not happy with it, then everything has to get, you have to migrate everything. So that's also a process. Then work on setting up each other SaaS app at a time. And then after that, it's just test and retest and making sure that everything is communicating, everything is being transferred, correctly as far as information. And so this step should be pretty easy, assuming you've done the work for the first steps of the 7-step process in the Handbook Guide to Systemizing Your Business. Only 4 things that matter when you systemize the business: systems, processes, documentation, execution. Aside from closing sale, you will be tempted to do other things, but when it comes to systemization, your brain power has to be focused on these 4 parts: implementing the system you need today, figuring out its process, documenting them, and executing them is all that matters. And systemizing your business is a process, and it will take some time. But again, when you take your time to doing it today, if you're a new entrepreneur, you will have such clarity in moving forward with your business that you know where you're going, and you can focus more on creating relationships and getting clients or getting more sales, because you're not thinking about like all these other things that are getting disorganized, and like there's just a pile of things that that you need to figure out, but you haven't really thought about them. But then now you're getting sales and you're getting clients, and if you're doing a service type implementing, you have to take time, and you have meetings, and then then you're like, okay, I'm behind in my accounting, and you don't really know how much you're making, and now like, okay, well, I need a CRM now because I need to keep track of, even if you just have like 12 new clients, you're like, man, you're struggling to figure out like what was the last conversation about, what was the last email. So you're going from email, and your email is not all like in order, so you have to figure out, and then now you're doing these type of tasks for like 12 clients, and you're gonna get overwhelmed. You're gonna pretty much not like what what you do, because you didn't take the time to organize in the beginning, and you didn't take the time to do it then. And so now you gotta just circle back and pony up and take the time to really figure out your system processes, document them with your team, and start that process, because it's not gonna get better, because as you scale, worse. So all right, that's it for this step. I will see you on